Hey guys, this week's topic is bookish pet peeves, and I am sure you've seen a lot already if you've watched the videos of Harmony, Jamie, and Lauren, and you're going to see more. And I am going to state right now that this video is going to be a bit ranty, and you can blame Harmony for that because she said that she didn't think I could go off on a rant, and I have to prove her wrong. So, my biggest pet peeve is when a book has no plot line until like the last 50 pages. I'm sure you guys have read those kind of books. I know I have read quite a few, and I I can't stand it. I mean, those are the biggest turnoffs for me. If it's like the first in a series, I can kind of understand it, but if it's a standalone and it's just like 200 pages of nothing and then like 50 or 75 pages of like this huge event happening that leads to like the heroine or the hero finding out what they really need to know and then running off to save the person they're falling in love with or in love with, and then they live happily ever after. Or what's even worse is those last 50 pages lead up to a cliffhanger. Yeah, cliffhangers are my number two pet peeve. Does it seem like every single book these days has a cliffhanger? Because every single book these days has to have a sequel or a companion novel or be the very beginning of like a 12-book series. I am so tired of not knowing what is going to happen. I can understand some books need a cliffhanger to draw a reader into the next book, but does every book have to have a cliffhanger? And when it's a series of books and every single book in the series has a cliffhanger, can't you guys tie it up a little bit for us? I mean, I can't stand it. It is another turnoff for me, and sometimes I don't actually read the sequel. And you'd think cliffhangers are supposed to make people want to read the sequel. It just makes me want to find out what happens next. I don't really care if I have to read the sequel to find out. So I already told you kind of my third one, which is the whole sequel thing. It seems like no books these days are standalones. I mean, it used to be that contemporary novels were more standalones, and now that's not even true all the time. Not that I don't love it, because I do love contemporaries, and If I Stay and Where She Went are great contemporaries that are sequels. And, there's Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door, and those are companion novels, and they're fabulous. But I just can't get behind all the sequels these days. I would love to just be able to sit down, read a book, and know how everybody gets their happy ending or their sad ending or something. And, also when authors decide to go back and, like, after they finish a series, and go back and completely change everything so that they can write more books. Pretty Little Liars, perfect example. I love that series, but it was ended at book 8. I thought that was a good ending. Now there are going to be 4 more books. I don't see how that's going to work so well. I don't think they can be as good as those first 8, but I am going to give them a try. So I'm going to this one's off on a complete tangent, but my next pet peeve is like completely unrealistic guys. I love them. I do. I love the guys that are super sweet and romantic and like bad boys with a really good side, but it's hidden. I love that. But in real life, they don't usually exist. I mean, you're not going to find a guy like, let's say, something that Emily from Em's Reading Room told me, Sam and Shiver. He goes and writes sappy love songs after he and Grace have these big moments. Okay, if you guys have a boyfriend that's done that, that's great. Like, you should comment and tell me that these people do exist, but I don't see that happening. I really don't see any guy that I know doing that. And like Patch, Hush Hush, he's a perfect example. Gosh, he is sexy. He's like so hot. But do I think I'm gonna find one of him out on the streets? No. And then there are the women that they fall in love with. My next pet peeve. A whiny main character. It could be a guy or a girl, but usually it's a girl. And, I'm going to go with Harmony, who said Bella from Twilight. I normally won't bash books. I did enjoy Twilight when I read it. but Bella is like so completely dependent on everybody else, and then when they aren't there, it's like, boo hoo hoo, I can't live anymore. Really? And I have read some other books, I'm not going to mention them here, that have those kind of characters. And I just want to reach into the book and slap them. Because, I mean, yeah, I can understand when I am having a hard time. I will whine. I will. But I don't see it happening for 300 pages of a book. And then finally, they find out at the end that, oh, they really can be strong without somebody else, and they become these smart, independent women. I don't think that's realistic either. But I'm going to stop now because this video is a lot longer than I expected it to be. And those are pretty much all my pet peeves. I know I probably have more, but I'm not going to go into them now. But yeah, leave a comment telling me what some of your bookish pet peeves are. I'd love to know if you guys agree with me on some of these counts.